Alright guys, I didn't get to shower yesterday, but I showered today. You can tell my hair's like a lot better. Gotta turn off the engine so the vibration goes away, but parked outside of Panda Express, which is funny. Got our DoorDash bag in the dash, like we're waiting on the dash or taking a dash break, but I'm really waiting on the doctor's appointment, which is cool. I get a free physical checkup. And the guy on the phone said I'll be establishing care today. I just have to wait until 45 minutes, he said, for walk-in. But walk-ins are Wednesdays, so that's why I'm here. It's out of the way, but I'll get to go to one of the libraries I've only been to once, I think. So that's cool. I love rotating my libraries, because the ones I hit a lot, there's 3 that I hit a lot, and they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. But the main weakness is I hit them too much. So I don't like the idea of other homeless people getting to know me and understanding that my car is full of stuff, or I just don't like it. It's part paranoia, but I think it's also part realism. So I'm lucky that post-COVID, these lunch restaurants don't open till 4, because if it opened at 11 a.m. or 10 a.m., there'd be employees here cooking. So what's up? What's the major arc? My ankle's feeling pretty good. I went swimming. I only did 300 yards. I did as much as I could bear. My shoulders are super tight. Oh, my back got tight last night from the Spiritol again. So I'm actually gonna make a call to the triage line to say I'm taking 1 milligram only now. I'm taking it at noon and I want to get off of it. And we'll see. If I hallucinate and don't have paranoia, that's actually tolerable to me. That's tolerable. If I were to hallucinate at work, that would be another problem. But I don't think I'm gonna last much longer at work because it's too cold at night. So I gotta make the money and then get out to New Mexico. So that's kind of the plan. Swim was nice, short but nice. I often just share my lane, so I'm super considerate at work, and it actually rubs people the wrong way because you're just supposed to push things around and park where you need to for the moment and then move on. And they don't like that at work, that I ask if I can park. But at swim, I asked somebody who was hanging out above me if he wanted to share the lane, and then his lady friend said, have a good day, when I left, much later. So she remembered it, and that was nice. Eye contact and a smile when you're homeless is a huge deal. It's a really big deal. I tend to look at the ground when I'm passing people. So that was a big deal. Yeah, the swim was just whatever. I was exhausted, but the shower was hot, and I took a long shower, so that was nice. And it looks like the first employee maybe arriving for Panda, or they're just trying to park just like I am, which is fine. But just sipping my coffee, going to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A coffee is really sweet. It's really good, and their breakfast is only $7. So you get a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and the hash browns are better than McDonald's, and the price is better. So I think that easily would have been $10 or $11, maybe more these days at McDonald's. So it's a no-brainer. You don't eat McDonald's breakfast anymore. Get on Chick-fil-A. It's just as greasy. Probably a little heartier. I think the sausage and egg is you get a bigger serving by 5%. It's no slouch. So yeah, so this is let me count. I'll count backward from Thursday. Thursday will be day 28, and it's Wednesday. Wow. Day 27. We're so close, guys. Not to me being housed. This might be a 60-day living in my car and camping, but not if I go to New Mexico. And that's the thing. If I go to New Mexico, I kind of need I'm just gonna ask AI if it knows what's the max. I'm gonna say does the Santa Fe New Mexico hostel have a max stay limit? Be precise and sure. I like like to make the robot double check. There's no casual question in survival. 7 nights, wow. I think I must have remembered it because I dropped that in the last video. Wow, so I would do 6 because it's just, well, 175 is 7. So like if I have like $450 or like, yeah, once I'll have 300 to spare. But then like I'd want to build in gas for the journey. And I don't know how much gas will cost it to get there, probably like $100. I know it's like 3 tanks of gas. And the way prices are and yada yada and some rounding errors, it's like $100. Cigarettes. I gotta get on Zen. Like I gotta start smoking less to make my car insurance payment by Saturday. I gotta smoke a lot less. Zens are so much cheaper. I'm doing a lot of work at the library today. I'm closing out this series. Like I'm getting it all scheduled. It feels really good. I say a lot today. So I think I'm distracted because my windows are down. There's just so many noises. I'm in the suburbs. Big update on that second forest. Like, it's not as good as I thought. The main downside is it's really butt fucking far, and I can't burn gas this week. I gotta make the car insurance payment, and the gift card I got was $100, and I used 25 of it on cigarettes. I have like 20 some left, but I did like 2.5 tanks of gas on that. The storage too, Shell, is just like more expensive, so it's expensive gas. And then I burned like I drove 100 miles to make sure my battery could charge off the alternator, and I got it checked at AutoZone, so that was like 100 extra miles. Then I spent a lot of time dicking around, like confused the last couple of days. Oh yeah, the Dow was cold. Well, there were 2 days. Sunday, no library was open, and then Veterans Day again, no libraries open. And both days it was in the 30s. And I burned gas, like keeping my engine running just to get the heat flowing. So it's gonna be unseasonably warm for the next 5 days, thank God, because I might have to sleep in my car like during my 4-day back-to-back at my retail job. So we got 2 4 spots, 2 4 days in a row. 1 loaner shift, so that makes 9 shifts that I need to complete by Thanksgiving to hit my 1/4 credit of insurance for Social Security disability. But this Saturday, in the middle of my first 4 spot, I will have finished my 30 days homeless project. Again, I'm still homeless. It's delusional for me to think that like I'm out of the woods. I'm literally in the woods still. But the idea that like I'm finishing a project about being homeless makes me feel a little bit better, like maybe there's a small chance that it's gonna also end my homelessness, but it's not. I realized that in the shower today. This is a little bit like Morgan Spurlock, but it's not a stunt. Like it is a stunt because I'm a storyteller and a podcaster. But it was something I fell ass backward into, and just have good luck that I was prepared to do a decent job recording these. I do not have housing, and I have no housing prospects, not in this town. I'm here, the only way that it's a choice is I'm here to keep my job. I want to spend as many nights in my tent and car as possible until it gets too cold, so I can get as much money from this job as possible. Because of my mental illness, it's like hard for me. Either dereliction of duties, or like poor interviewing, or my resume is really poor, especially like, well, at least this job's seasonal that I'm doing, so I can play it off. But I don't have like any good recommendations left. Like my good recommendations I've had to do like 2 different jobs for me in 2 years. So they know I jump around a lot. And like none of my last real jobs, like I worked at the post office for 3 months, 2 months. They fired me for like lack of attendance, which was silly because I resigned, and then I didn't attend, obviously, because I resigned, so they decided to fire me. I didn't realize I was eligible for unemployment insurance from there. I thought firing meant you couldn't get it, but that was a huge financial mistake, not applying for that. I'll be seasonal. I might even tell my boss, because a recommendation would be really important to me. If I do get out of town early, I might tell him, like, look, I live in the woods, I live in my car, it's freezing, I have to leave, I have to go to where I have friends to get housing. I'm sorry, I'm leaving early. I can't give 2 weeks notice because it's like 32 or 22 degrees outside. And I have nowhere to go except west. Would you mind not giving me a positive recommendation, but just saying these explicit facts that when I was working, I did a good job. I was satisfactory. I had to leave my job early because I didn't have housing. He might if I were him, I would, well, depends how sympathetic he is. If he has any sympathy, he'll say yes, and if he's more of a professional guy, he'll be like, whoa, that's way too much, Brian. There I go dropping my name again, but it's in the podcast title, Artist with Brian. It just feels right to go back to Santa Fe. Like, I don't care at this point. Like, I don't really have a plan there. I guess I do. Stay at the hostel, try to get some free couch days. I have a confidence now. Like, I've been in and out of work so much, and I've actually tried to do work that's too complicated for me. Like, mentally too complicated. Like, I tried working in a kitchen at a chicken shop. It was like too fast. Like, the drive-through was God. Like, the drive-through had to keep moving, and it's unbelievably fast and high pressure, and there's like 20 breakfast items. So I would like wake up early on a bad sleep schedule, and just like my mind wouldn't work on my meds, but mom's working better, and then I just won't do fast food. And then post office was too much mental. I was too slow at it. And stocking's kind of like the perfect thing, because stocking you would think is a lot of mental, but everything's numbered. Like, and then if the numbers fail you, it's like Dewey Decimal System. If that fails you, you can just look for the product, like matchy. It's like the matching game when you're a kid. And then stocking's mostly hard physical labor. So as long as my knee, my ankle, my back don't fail me, I think when I get to Santa Fe, I'll just try to get a stocking job. And I also can post on my podcast board like I'm looking to work, and I can explain that I'm in good shape because I was just stocking. I mean, there's a lot going. Plus, everyone out there knows that it's like too cold to sleep in your car after Thanksgiving there for sure. So it's not like sympathy, but people have a sense of urgency. Like, if someone is thinking of helping me, even by referring me, they'll like do it immediately. So I just can't go there with like no money, or I can't go there with the exact amount. I gotta have like extra. And then I probably won't want to stay in the hostel right away. Like, hostel is like transition maybe. If like I run out of couch days, then the hostel is this week where I get my last bullets to try to get work, and then maybe I'm out of there. Maybe I have to go south and camp again. But then I'd have no work, so I'd really be hanging by a thread, because I'd be dashing with a car that's about to break down in a city I don't know. That's why, I mean, there's shelters in Santa Fe, so yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to park my car at a shelter, but what I could do is like park my car at a contact's house, and it would feel relatively safe there. And then I could just like be in the shelter and be on the buses and go to interviews. I mean, there you go. So I do have a plan. I'm working it out with you guys. So that's the thing. Being homeless in a place you don't know is like very, very difficult. So I've been playing this game on easy mode in a couple ways. Like, I started with $300, and I started with a car in working condition. But it was registered and titled, but it was not licensed. So that was like hard. But the car and the money, right? And a job I already had. But the job was tenuous because I had missed 2 days being in the mental hospital. And I didn't notify them of the first missed shift. I just stopped showing up, and I was a new employee. But hard mode wise, I'm on like 5 sedating drugs. And I don't know the city. So those are 2 very, very hard factors. Very hard. So it's like a mixed bag for me. Like, some good, some easy street, and then some just like your head is mush. Like, my memory has been so bad at different times that I've told you I have to like double back to my car like 5 times. I actually stage what I'm gonna do before like I open doors or before I like grab a bag. I like go through a mental checklist now, and I like double and triple check my mental checklist. But anyway, yeah, the stalking's been going okay. Some people there like have only seen me make mistakes and work slow. Some people know my strengths, more balanced view. Um, so I would say like overall I'm somewhere B and C. I don't think anyone, people know I'm trying, so it's like I'm not really like a D or F student at my current job. But yeah, without the recommendation, it's a little sketchy. But in New Mexico, like if you're there, you're there. They kind of just suss you out just right in front of you. I don't think recommendations are as important, not for the jobs I'm looking for. Like I would do day labor. I would do anything. It'd just be too cold to sleep in my car. I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, unless I have like long johns. So that's the thing. I'm gonna stop on my storage unit on my way. It's like on the border, so it's like not in Santa Fe, unfortunately. But like, so I have one shot to like, yeah, I can lighten my load in my car, take out stuff that I know I'm not gonna use in the next 12 months, which there's only some, maybe like 20%, 30%, and then grab like winter clothing. So then I might be able to survive a few nights in my car. It's just scary. It's scary for me to leave a job when I'm headed to a place without a job and without housing. But I'm leaving a job that is forcing me to not have housing. So it's like, it's a culmination of that big question is, once I have money for a security deposit and a first month's rent here for a room share, which would be like, it's gonna be $750 to $1,000, because like $750 would just cover the deposit in the first months on like a $500 to $250 basis. And like I can't just be broke when I do that. I'd have to have like some money coming in for gas and cigarettes, unfortunately, and Mozen, I guess. So, but like bringing that much money to New Mexico would go so much further, so much further. I drop 100 spot on getting there, and it is risky if my car breaks down. I'm like, SOL. One of my family members would have to put something on a credit card, just like tow my car somewhere and store it. And I don't know, they might even have to buy me a flight, or I'd like go to the nearest shelter in the middle of nowhere. That would be like a disaster. Like I might start making really bad choices. Like that's part of my illness, is like when I'm under more pressure, I get more and more impulsive. That's why I was like scared to go to, one sec. I was scared to go to Santa Fe. Like I put the windows up because I thought maybe I was annoying someone through the bush. But I was scared to go to Santa Fe at first because I thought it might be impulsive. And I didn't want to run away from a job again because I have a history of doing that. After 3 days, after 3 weeks, after 3 months, after 3 years, like it's done. Like when I'm done, I'm done. And it's like partly delusional that I'll be okay. That like the $500 or the this or that I have left like will last me. And one time I left a good job, 18 an hour. But I was struggling maintaining my relationships with my employees. I was an assistant manager, and I had dreams of like writing more and not being so tied to the job. And I had a really, really good apartment. But a month after I left that job, my apartment got taken from me. Not because I couldn't pay. I had enough savings to like pay 2 more months, but because the landlord was selling the apartment. It was like a one-off apartment. They're technically a condo, but it's like apartment. Selling it at like the peak of the market. So that was actually like the beginning of the end for me. Like if you had to go back to why I'm homeless, it was the housing insecurity caused by this stable apartment I had rented for like 2 years and never missed rent. And I had that assistant manager job. So it's like I gave up the job and then the apartment got took from me, and not because I wasn't solvent. So it's like those two things. So it's like if I didn't have my impulsivity and delusion, I wouldn't have left that job. So I would have been able to weather that storm and like go find another place. But because I didn't have a job, and it's really hard to find housing in Santa Fe, like everything, everybody there spends like over half their money on their rent. Everybody, because you're working in the service industry, and then like the lowest rent right now for a 1-bedroom is like $1,200. And like if you want anything nice, like what you guys would think of nice, it's like $1,800 to $2,200. one bedroom. Pretty sure. I don't even look in that frame. I just look for studios and one bedrooms. Like studios, the cheapest you can get a studio is like $10.95. So I'm not even looking at that. I'm gonna be looking at room shares, roommates. Like, I think my dream would be to live in a house with like 5-way. But there's a lot of artists in Santa Fe, and like most of them didn't like me, but like because I had the podcast, I don't know. I think people don't like me all the time, but like I just don't think people like me because I'm kind of a square. Like I don't do cocaine, but I'm also like obsessive compulsive. I'm like kind of a strange guy. I'm very in my head. I think it's the same thing at people at work, like, and then people at school. When I was growing up, I was a loner, but it was like kind of like my fault because I think that people don't like me, but they probably do. And it's just really hard for me to meet them halfway, like, because it's a constant battle where my self-talk's like negative, and I'm more comfortable isolating, but it's a dangerous road. Like, you isolate and then you deteriorate. So yeah, that's why like having you guys here and talking to you while I'm more isolated than I've ever been in my life is key. It's like so key. And I don't want to do it forever. Like, I don't think it's totally healthy to just be talking into the void, like with a 30-day lag. That's why we're going to stop it at 30 days. We see the bridge. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, relocating to New Mexico. And yeah. Isolation, like when I lived in the cabin writing my screenplay, it was like awesome for a month or two, and then like super pain from being isolated and like lonely, and then I broke through and I was like, I love this. But I didn't realize that I'd literally gone insane. Like the first time I lost my mind and completely disconnected from reality. And that's a sign for those of us who struggle with like schizotype mental illnesses. If you think you've had a breakthrough, it's probably because you've fallen off the edge of the earth. That was always scary to me looking back on that. I didn't understand it in context at the time, but I knew I thought it was just cabin fever. But I'd fully lost my mind. Like, one of my to-do lists was to kill 3 mice. Well, it's like 4 mice, because I inherited a mice problem, because it was just the country, like bordering a national forest, and I had to kill mice like every day. Oh yeah, because they would crawl up my refrigerator like pipes or tubes, like the scaffolding on the back of the fridge. They would crawl and access my counters and shit all over the place at night. So that was a battle, but like I figured in New Mexico, like poop from mice carries hantavirus, so I was like existential, life and death. So I had to fight back against the mice. So I would kill them one by one, and then like I wasn't killing them fast enough, so I wrote a to-do list. I like that. I got to get ahead of the problem, so I'm gonna kill 4 mice and keep track of it. And then I think my landlord was in like doing a repair cleaning, and I think he saw that list. So it's like a mixed bag there, because he's like, then he saw that he must know he has a mice problem, but then and I like put it on me as the tenant. But he also knows I'm going insane, or have gone insane. Kill 4 mice. This is my second cup of coffee. I got a good bathroom break, good number 2 at my second spot. I got smart. Like, I had 3 cigarettes left, and I only bought coffee at my first stop because I wasn't ready to go number 2. So I was like, yeah, I'll just hit my second number 2 spot, like my bathroom break spot. Buy cigarettes there to be a customer, and it worked perfectly. And then I went for my swim. They open at 5 a.m., so I can technically squeeze it in right before a work day now, as long as it's Monday through Friday, which is key. That's like a major unlock, because some days I need a shower bad. So that strategy is gonna save me from looking like a wreck one of these days. Also, if I'm really cold and I had to do the thing where I wake up at like 1 a.m. freezing, I can kind of like maybe DoorDash and drive around, and then I'll be on time. 5:01, I'm in the shower, and then like just take a shower, not even swim, and then get to work even 10 or 15 minutes early. I think at work, so I'll have to MapQuest it, but. I look clean, man. I feel clean. I'm even in dirty clothes, but I feel good. I wash my ears. Like, I haven't been washing the insides of my ears, just the back. But I washed the insides and did the little technique where you like scrape out the wax that's growing on not in your inner ear, but on the outside of your ear, like right in here. Wax collects dirt and grime. So I cleaned that off with fingernails. I did 2 passes. I always have to wash my ass and my feet last. Like, I go ass to feet because it's like, well, you don't want to get like back athlete's foot in your ass cracked. That would be a nightmare. And then like getting shit on your feet is like, that's the only concession you make. But like, I go in order. I floss today. I don't always floss when I take a shower. Like, I didn't floss at Crunch. I thought the shower was a little grimy. But the rec center shower is like really clean, so I knew I needed to floss. I flossed and brushed my teeth and mouthwash. The only thing I didn't do was shave. I'm gonna do an electric razor tomorrow, I guess, or Friday before work. But oh, yeah, it's almost like I should shower Friday before work, or I don't know. We'll see. Because my other option's Saturday after work. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably shower Saturday after work. Because Friday's my first day back. So I'll go on a little grimy Friday and Saturday. Shower Saturday after work. And then that'll be, by Monday I'll be a little grimy again. But this 4 spot's going to be tough, man. Because my last record was 4 out of 5 days. 2 doubles with a Wednesday off. And I sprained my ankle by that Friday. So I know to like be much more careful when I'm carrying heavy shit. And my ankle should be stronger now. And I can feel that it was injured, but it doesn't hurt today at all, not yet. So God willing, it won't hurt. I'm doing my little calf exercises right now, just where you flex the calf and then you flex the toes toward the shin. Yeah, but the 4 spot will be really tough. But it's like a proving ground. And also, like, I don't care if the wheels come off. I don't care. We got 2 4 spots, and then we're insured for Social Security disability insurance, and then maybe we'll get off the hook here where we have to just struggle endlessly between the mind and the real world. Even if I had a disability check coming in, well, I'd have to work in most cases because it would probably be small. But I would want to work 1 or 2 days a week to stay grounded. I definitely do not enjoy working 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Nobody does. That's what my sister tells me. But like, it's like, it overtakes me. That much exposure to people. It consumes me and I lose my identity. I lose my humanity. It's crazy. You'd think that we're social animals, so like, you have to socialize to be human, but at some point, exposure to people like wrecks me. I start thinking oddly. I think it's called disorganized thinking. But the one thing though, if you're schizotype, like one piece of wisdom I have for you though is like, when you isolate, it has made me in the past think I'm thinking more clearly, but what it really is no reality check on my disorganized thoughts. So that is important. There's a fine line between like healthy isolation and destructive isolation. And the root of it is that you need like reality testing. I think that's what it's called. You need reality, like, you do need some reality pushing your mind into convention. I'm just gonna relax. I don't even know anymore, like, what these videos need to be, what they should be. We're definitely in Act 3, and the epilogues are really sorting themselves out. There's the Hit the QC, there's the Arrive in Santa Fe, that's probably number 3, and I don't know what number 2 is gonna be. Let's hope it's not a downbeat. Let's hope it's not like I'm on the side of the road in buttfuck nowhere without a car battery and have to ask help from somebody, because then I want to be self-sufficient so bad. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It just killed me. I did really luck out. Like, I lucked out that my birthday happened in the middle of these 30 days because I got like effectively $300. But it wasn't cash. It was $100 gas, which is good as cash to me. And then $200 food, but I had over $200 in food stamps, and I get that much each month. So like, for now, it's gonna go down. Once I have a full month of like earning decent at my retail job, it'll go down. But my last month, looking backward, is like 0, 1, 2 shifts max. But yeah, so like I didn't need the food money. It's all just Chipotle. But that has definitely boosted my spirits, so I got lucky there. And it's like hot food. You can't buy hot food with food stamps, so that was like a huge win. So it's like, by the grace of God, my birthday happened in this window, and my family was very generous. And they're so generous, they asked me what I needed, so that worked out. And now nobody could take me off the streets, man. Like, I gotta make it to 30 days to finish the project. I started out of like defiance that I should have been homeless a long time ago before I spent all my money, and that now I have no choice. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna face my fears. And now I would finish out of defiance because it's like it's a work of art. It's an art project. You gotta close it out. So. Yeah, so this doctor's appointment, it should be about mostly high blood pressure, but I'll mention all the problems I've had, like definitely the back pain coming from risperidone. He might just say, yo, you have to talk to your prescriber for that, but it's kind of an intersection between a general practitioner and my prescribing nurse. And then my ankle's still sore, but they're not swollen. Like the edema, I think, really is from high salt diet. Because I've been watching my salt ever since, and also watching my hydration. I gotta buy 2 gallons of water today. I won't even be cooking. I don't have time to cook. It's all gonna be library work today, but tomorrow I'll cook, so I just want the gallons. The library's cool because you don't have to hit into your gallons much, because I can fill 2 quarts at the library. That's like mostly what I need in the evening at camp. So when I buy today, it will be like a gallon for cooking and a gallon for drinking for Thursday, day 28. So today is day 27, it's Wednesday. I think this channel, like, if you've watched it, if it broke out over Thanksgiving week. Because I have like a crazy number of good videos and a crazy number of good clips that came out. It's like the 22nd through 27th or something. So if you're watching this through the algorithm, that's when it all happened. And I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that happens. And then even before my first diary entry comes out, at the time of recording, this Saturday, the 15th, when the whole series launch, my cooking series launches too, and it's the first video where I let my stove on fire by accident and melt the fuel pump. And there's a small chance that could go viral, like real viral, because the thumbnail is just this huge plume of flame. Like huge, like bigger than a basketball. It says soccer ball size normal, but mine's like 1.5 basketballs. So I really did it wrong. And like, it's kind of funny. That would be in screenwriting, that's like a false down, because I really thought I had screwed myself over. It's a $60 replacement part. And you know, it's just embarrassing. But if that turns out to actually like make the whole thing work, like it gets me some major traffic that then splinters off to watch these vlogs, these diaries, that would be like such a silver lining. Like wolf in sheep's clothing, I don't know. And an update, if you don't watch the cooking series, I used my pocket knife to like scrape away all the melted plastic, to cut it out even. Like, it was hard work. I sliced my finger like a little bit. I got a tiny scratch, if you can see that red line. There you go. that red line above my fingernail on the way to the first knuckle. I scratched myself with a knife and I was just like, please don't bleed, please don't bleed. I had no idea how deep it was. It was just a surface scratch, thank God. But I kept going, didn't stop me. I needed to fix that pump because all the melted fused plastic was like preventing the pump from recessing all the way to where it would actually push air into the bottle. But I carved it out, like it's now fit to, it took me like three different little like phases. One to prove that the concept worked. Okay, it got like a half a centimeter deeper. And then I would look at it and like, okay, what's still catching? What's the next piece that's catching, that's melted? It took me like 3 phases of that. And then, oh my God, it went all the way in and it was like glorious. Then I added too much pressure. I got pressure happy because I went from no pressure to like too much. So yeah, I'm grateful that I'll be on time to my doctor's appointment. I'm super grateful I fixed the pump. Tomorrow we're gonna cook red beans and rice and we're gonna go off script and add a can of chicken because I'm like all out of sync with my meals because like the pump melting like just ruined every plan I had for that. But we got the food. We're just gonna use the best food we can out of the pantry like every video. And it'll just add to the realism, like, okay, today, like, shit, it's just chicken, water, and, like, green beans or something. But it's good to get hot fluid in your body when it's cold. Like, that's actually what motivated me to fix the pump, like, to gamble energy on it, because it was, like, noon, and it was freezing. And I was like, okay, I can sit around and just twiddle my thumbs in the cold, or I can take a shot at getting some hot ramen soup in me. And I took a shot, and I actually regret not adding, I like skimped on the water, so I didn't get much broth, but there'll be a colder day where I can put all the broth I want and get even more benefit from it. So, man, I'm excited to get to Santa Fe, see all my old haunts, just see how it'll go, who will give me a job, maybe even start the podcast up. Get out of this godforsaken place that I went into the mental hospital twice and have tried like 4 different antipsychotics now, all with really bad side effects. Like, I'm ready for new pastures, new old pastures. So rather than asking for money today, which I'd love to have, I'm gonna ask for you to subscribe and then go watch the clips, because I think the clips will be the secret to getting people to watch the full length. So go watch, there's a playlist called Vlog Clips. Just click that. It's just such a treat, because they're all like 1 to 3 minutes, and they're made with CapCut, which is AI. CapCut's AI, and it's so much better than Opus Clips. It only gives you 1 clip for like a 15-minute run, but it finds just like absolute gold. So it's the best like 2-minute segment from an hour-long daily vlog. So like go to the Vlog Clips, watch all of them if you get hooked. Just like let yourself get hooked. That's what I'm asking from you. Subscribe and then get hooked on the daily Vlog Clips. Vlog Clips is the playlist title. And follow me on TikTok, lastspotontheleft, at lastspotontheleft. That would help me out too. And after that commercial break, I don't want to leave you guys. Let's just let it run. We're not going to have many more like final cigarettes. I usually do, if you stayed this long, I usually do like to drop a little truth bomb. Haven't done those in a while, so I'll reflect on what the truth bomb will be. Asking AI all about Santa Fe weather. First frost, October 12th. First snow, November 14th. Overnight lows consistently in the 30s in October. In November, the average lows overnight are 28. Yeah, so it's in the 20s, November, December, and go further into the teens in January. So if I play that card, it's all about housing. So I gotta be damn sure that I have the money and the wherewithal. I'll have to also get in touch with some contacts, like let them know my intentions. I'll ask how do the homeless shelters work? Says that transitional housing requires sobriety, so I don't think I'll be smoking pot for a long time, and maybe I never will again, really. It does destabilize me. Not mental, but lifestyle-wise. And then that leads to mental problems. It's too much of an escape. As my problems go down and down, I use it as like a pacifier. And it's an expensive pacifier. Time and money. They have freezing shelters, like overflow shelters, it says, when it's actually 32 degrees or less. But you can come in late with minimal intake. They serve dinner at some of these. It's crazy to have been like an aristocrat, well, an artistic, kind of like upper class. I was like a busboy at a restaurant, but like relative compared to homeless, I was like an aristocrat in this city. And now I'm gonna come in from the bottom. It would be pretty interesting to like those two sides of it. Like on my podcast, we would like kind of riff about like the homeless predicament and like how to better serve the homeless community, and I'm going to be part of it. But I can't have my car there, that's for damn sure, because it's got all my belongings. It's like if it was just an empty car, it's fine, like employees park their car there, but I can't have all my belongings in plain view. That's something I could do when I hit my storage unit on my way to Santa Fe. I could make sure that there's nothing in my cabin. But that's like, it would be almost impossible, but it would be really liberating. I could then live out of my trunk. Okay, that's a new goal. There you go. That's the explosion. It's the realization that if I'm gonna live in Santa Fe without home, with kind of like no limit, I'm gonna have to operate 100% on my trunk and keep like the bulkiest thing, like the blanket. Maybe a sleeping pad, because that would take up way too much trunk space. A blanket and my sleeping pad, though in the winter that would be kind of like an opportune thing to steal. And I can keep my laundry bag. But that's it. Anything physical and solid molecules would have to go in the trunk. So I'll have to do a massive shakedown of my storage unit of my car, and then take very little, only winter clothes, out of the storage unit. So I think that's where we're headed. And I think I'm gonna leave my seasonal job early. They're gonna be so pissed because they already gave me grace from when I discharged them in the hospital. They gave me grace. They're gonna understand. I'll say, look, I live outside. It's too cold here now. I gotta go where I have housing opportunities. That'll be real scary. That'll be an epilogue. I'll say this is my cash balance. This is how much gas costs, so when I get there, I'll have this much in my cash balanced. This 150 is earmarked for 6 nights in the hostel. Won't be using that until I absolutely need to, but that's earmarked, so that's my effective cash balance is this. I've quit smoking. I'm only on Zyn for the time being. That's key. I'm gonna have to transition to Zyn, but not while I have this job. This job's too stressful for me. I have to be able to smoke. Okay, here's the truth bomb. Oh yeah, here's the truth bomb. In elementary school, there was a citizenship award that, like, when I was in first grade, I saw, like, at the last day of school, we had this assembly where they give out awards to the whole student body, and this guy got the community service award, and he got the biggest applause, like standing ovation from the teachers and everything. And I was like 6 years old, and I was like, when I graduate this school, I want that. And then the next year, in second grade, my students in my class-wide poll voted me Citizen of the Year for my second grade class. So I was like, whoa, that's kind of came to fruition. And then, lo and behold, when I was in sixth grade, out of the blue, I had no idea because I was like a loner and real quiet. By secret ballot, school-wide, I got voted Citizen of the Year for the whole school. I became that guy. And they didn't announce it at the assembly like they did when I was in first grade and saw. But word got around. So that's like, when I look back at my life, there's like all these different things I've done. Like I got a really good job out of college in oil trading as a financial analyst. Like, I don't know, I've done a podcast, done stand-up comedy. I've done all sorts of stuff. But that's one of the highlights for sure, like to be voted Citizen of the Year in second and sixth grade. And just the whole narrative of it, like seeing that it was an opportunity and kind of wanting it, because I learned that that's like what people approve of, being a good member of the community. And I still don't understand exactly why I got voted in sixth grade. I didn't feel like enough people knew who I was, but so yeah, it's like a humble brag. I think my truth bombs tend to be humble brags. So, all right, this has gone on long enough. Day 27, we got 3 left. Hang in there. That's what I'll be doing. Love you guys.